It's a Sister Si Hoo. We call her Si Hao. Si Hao is like her name. Anytime is a good time. And every second is put to good use. She will be sharing on how she has paved in Tzu Chi for the last 28 years with lots of loving kindness and how she has guided others with joy. So, Sister Suhu, over to you. Inspiring others to give love is a topic.
Okay, thank you very much, Sister Chris. Warm greetings from Penang, Malaysia to everyone on cloud today. Hi, everyone. May this day be full of splendid joy as we are now diligent to enhance our wisdom life. The topic that I would like to discuss with all of you is on inspiring others to give with love. In other words, how are we going to inspire others to be a giver or come and join Tzu Chi in the voluntary service? That sounds pretty interesting, right? That's the reason why we are here now, to learn to accomplish this mission together. Okay. Now, I'm sure we are all aware that Master Cheng Yen established Tzu Chi with such a humble beginning. Only 30 housewives who save Taiwan money 50 cents from their grocery money each day to help the poor. With such a humble beginning, but today, I'm sure you are aware that Tzu Chi is an international volunteer-based organization and funded by public donations. Tzu Chi is committed to the betterment of humanity in the spirit of great love. Just as Master Cheng Yen mentioned yesterday when we were online, Master Cheng Yen said it is the kind thought that counts. Even those children in those impoverished countries, they don't have any money. So they just wrote a note of their hearty wishes of blessing and put inside the bamboo bank. Indeed, I believe this is the kind thoughts that matters. It takes very small step of kindness to travel across the entire world. We could even encourage these care recipients and their children to do small good deeds, would cultivate their blessing. It will raise a thrifty and loving heart, and they learn to be less materialistic. Now, our sister Ye Tzu, she came from Taiwan to Penang, Malaysia on work secondment in the year 1989 and brought along the seed of love from Tzu Chi to Malaysia to introduce to us. But from one seed, it has now multiplied into innumerable. Today, we have easily at least 6,500 trained volunteers in Tzu Chi Penang chapter. If we are to include the other two chapters in Malaysia, there is the Kedah chapter and also the KL Selangor chapter, I think we would easily reach 20,000 volunteers in Malaysia. This reflects we have brought about a positive cycle of love and goodness everywhere. Sowing a seed of goodness, it will multiply into innumerable seeds of goodness. One additional loving kindness is inspired that will accomplish innumerable good people in society. And as we are aware, Tzu Chi is committed to the betterment of humanity in the spirit of great love. Its global network of volunteers work directly with the people in need, providing care and with a selfless love that transcends race, nationality, language, and religion. As Master Cheng Yen said, there are people out there waiting for us to transpire their intrinsic pure nature and to put their compassion into action. So we should talk to more and more people to come and understand the grace in the act of giving and how to volunteer their service to make life worthwhile. As you can see, what is a volunteer, may I ask? I'm sure we are all aware that volunteers, in simple terms, is commonly someone who volunteers to do social service work. But somehow there is still a difference. As you can see here, there's a difference between a committed volunteer, or as we call it, 志工, and a service volunteer, 义工. A service volunteer works voluntary. They do unpaid service work in their spare time on vacation or work and leisure. Whereas, as you can see, as a committed volunteer, actually, these are the people who regard giving and serving people as their commitment and mission. They have a sense of mission. They disregard time, cost, or physical effort, overcome difficulties, complete tasks, and do it with joy. In Tzu Chi, Master Cheng Yen always addressed all Tzu Chi volunteers as living bodhisattva. Why? Do you know that? Now, Master Cheng Yen said that when she addressed all of us as bodhisattva, Master Cheng Yen hopes that everyone would transpire great compassion and aspire to be a living bodhisattva. Bodhisattva not only relieves sufferings, but they also grooms their own themselves, refine their habitual tendency, become a person with virtuous personality, and emulate set role models of living bodhisattva. So I'm sure you will see here 333. What does that mean? When we invite people to come and join as Tzu Chi volunteers, we always ask them to do 3 things at one go. 3 means the first 3 is 3 times of home visit to the care recipient. We would invite them and bring them along on home visit. And then we would also have another 3. This 3 is 3 times of recycling work. And the last 3, the 333, the last 3 is 3 times participating in major events, such as we have this the Buddha bathing ceremony, we have the end of year blessing ceremony, and of course we also have this we call it the auspicious 7 months prayer rituals. Okay, but of course after they attend this 333, what we have got to do is we would also organize a briefing session before the volunteers training program. We would tell them that what they should need to know and how and why they want to join as volunteers in Tzu Chi. So you can see from here, what requirements do I need to meet in order to become a Tzu Chi volunteer? I'm sure this is what most people would ask. Okay, now let's look. To be a volunteer in Tzu Chi, you only have to have a heart to give and a mind to serve. Give without expectation. Give with gratitude, compassion in action. And do you know that Master Cheng Yen is definitely our role model for that? Do you realize that Master Cheng Yen was the first volunteer in Tzu Chi? It is amazing. Master Cheng Yen started Tzu Chi when she herself has nothing. I'm deeply inspired by this message from Master Cheng Yen, and which gave me the confidence to invite more volunteers to come in. When someone asked Master Cheng Yen during the time when Master Cheng Yen wanted to build Tzu Chi Hospital Hualien, the person asked, when you have so little money in hand, how can you have courage to build the hospital that will cost so huge sum of money? Master Cheng Yen replied, I have faith in myself that I have no ulterior motive for personal gain in building the hospital. And at the same time, I'm also inspired to know that Master Cheng Yen said, Master Cheng Yen has faith that everyone has love in their hearts. So as long as Master Cheng Yen is willing to take the lead, surely Master Cheng Yen said, every people would join, would follow. This has greatly inspired me to have the confidence to talk to the people that I come across, to share with them about Tzu Chi mission, and to sow a seed of goodness in their heart. And I strongly believe one day it will germinate. So this is what we normally do in Malaysia to share with you. This is on a vast scale. This is how we share with the people, turning every dollar into the spirit of great love, inspiring millions of loving kindness for a peaceful world. Okay, so I have a short video, about 3 minutes, to share with you of how we carry out this. Okay.
news about Malaysia, back in 2013, Tzu Chi volunteers from Malaysia made a vow at a Tzu Chi Global Board meeting stating they would recruit 1 million donating members. In today's Tzu Chi 50th anniversary special report, we'll look at how this campaign was an example of one seed giving rise to innumerable seeds, as mentioned in the Sutra of Innumerable Meetings.
In Malaysia, the 7-year-old boy began the campaign of looking for 12 good people. This activity has since inspired a lot of people. Most people might consider themselves good people. However, to recruit people who are willing to do good deeds in Malaysia, one has to overcome barriers built up by differences in religious beliefs.
They say that they were born to be Muslims. If we try to convert people in Malaysia, we could be arrested according to the laws here.
In Malaysia, a dominantly Muslim country, Tzu Chi, a Buddhist organization, faces many challenges in recruiting members.
Dapat takut tak? Tak ada apa-apa. Terima kasih banyak-banyak. See? Jadi tu sini aman.
Rajaswari Raman, a Hindu Indian, has joined the rank of Tzu Chi volunteers. She faces challenges every day as she tries to recruit donating members for Tzu Chi.
Uncle, apa khabar?
Banyak.
Baik ya?
Baik.
Boleh diminta derma sikit ya?
Terima.
Ah.
Saya pun fikir orang pun susah orang.
RM1 pun okey ma? Okay, one rejection. In the beginning, it's very difficult because the people do not know me. So it's like took time. It's not like just happened 1 day or 2 days. I'm staying in this area for almost about 6 years. I have to master myself. I have to get to know what the Tzu Chi activities is going around. So I participated in most of the activity. So then I tried to bring few people from the temple to follow me. So they watch on their own. See, now they know what Tzu Chi is doing.
Currently, Rajaswari has recruited 100 donating members for Tzu Chi. Back in June of 2013, nearly 400 volunteers from Malaysia returned to Taiwan and vow at a global board meeting to recruit 1 million donating members for Tzu Chi. In 1 year, in 2014, they have recruited more than 1 million donating members, and the number is still rising.
已经100万快到了哦，那100万满了，还有第二个100万。
1年当中跟全马在它合起来，果真达到100。
With our joint efforts throughout Malaysia, we recruited 1 million donating members. Were there difficulties during the process? I think you need to overcome challenges. When you have a goal, you won't be afraid of challenges.
The strength of love and compassion has overcome the differences in nationalities, religious beliefs, and ethnicities. The seed of love has sprouted and inspired countless people.
Our determination to help others is the same, despite different religious beliefs. We need to be sincere. Humanitarian aid transcends religions. We should help others with humanitarian spirit. All religions are the same. We should not make distinctions.
One seed can give rise to innumerable seeds. Tens of thousands of people have been inspired to give of themselves. Such is the spirit of how innumerable seeds come from one seed, as mentioned in the Sutra of Innumerable Meanings. In fact, the spirit is also behind Tzu Chi's 4 missions and 8 footprints.
量易经里面不也这么说吗？无量从一生亦能生无量。只要我们心中有爱，这份爱的种子就可以了，扩到无边无数。
A PhD candidate in religious studies at National Zhengzhi University, Zheng Kaiwen, has been studying Master Zheng Yan's teachings on the Sutra of Innumerable Meanings. He has his perspective on this idea.
那么慈济呢，就是用一个具象化的方
Tzu
式
has actualized the idea. For instance, one seed can give rise to millions of seeds. It is like a person who made the pure aspiration to do good deeds, eventually learned Buddhist teachings and inspired more people.
从这个地方呢，引导他行善，然后入佛门之后，再变成影响更多的人。
If we can nurture the compassion in our heart, we can inspire countless people. Such is the Buddhist spirit of one seed giving rise to innumerable seeds. Everyone can become a living bodhisattva to guide more people onto the correct life path.
Okay.
Staying with you,
Sure.
Doc.
Okay. Increased number of sorry. Now, increased number of donor members is just a digital number.
Staying with news
But,
about Malaysia.
the most important thing is we
Tzu
are
volunteers from Malaysia.
is now how many people are motivated to join Tzu Chi? That's more important. Okay. Now, in Tzu Chi, I think we are inspiring the rich to feel the joy of giving. Now, for a start, we would invite them to become donor members. And after that, they will be convinced and motivated to join as Tzu Chi volunteers. And we also take time to visit the set of factories and companies and also to share with them about the joy of volunteerism. And you can see that there are many people who join us as one. So I'm sure you will know that many people will wonder, how can office workers still have time to volunteer after spending a whole day at work? In fact, this is the philosophy of time. Make good use of time. Seems to be more and more, because every minute and every second is well spent. Because of this, in the eyes of others, Tzu Chi volunteers seem to have done even more in the same day. Taking part in Tzu Chi's activities as a way of leisure or vacation, this kind of alternative leisure, full of joy and meaningful, allows office workers to recharge their stamina, and also help them to continue to face challenges and setbacks in their workplace. So you can see that many of these entrepreneurs, they have also joined Tzu Chi. And apart from that, we have also motivated the less fortunate to join. And these, in fact, they are the dialysis patients in our 3 dialysis centers in Malaysia. All these, they are the dialysis patients and their family members who have joined Tzu Chi over these many years. Yeah, and they are doing a lot of work. And these are the volunteers that they come and join Tzu Chi. And through recycling work, we have also motivated many of those people to come and join Tzu Chi as volunteers. And in fact, this is the best way that we are able to convince them. As they come for this recycling work, we also teach them to do this, how to conserve the resources and make into baskets. And at the same time, over there, we will also convince them about how we are able to join as volunteers, as what we say. To give is not the privilege of the rich, but it's a people with loving heart. So you can see that there are so many people who really join us as volunteers from time to time. As mentioned by Master Cheng Yen in the Jingsi aphorism, the act of giving is not the privilege of the rich, but a person with loving kindness. So we must quickly recruit more members, so that they have a chance to know the method and way of cultivating the field of giving in the inside our heart. So in this field of blessing, we need seeds. We are willing to diligently spread these seeds. This is why we often say to spread the seeds of love. We offer these seeds to everyone. I'm deeply impressed when I heard this message from Master Cheng Yen. Once somebody asked Master Cheng Yen, Tzu Chi volunteers spread across the continents. How do you manage them? Master Cheng Yen replied, there's no management. I only inspire the intrinsic pure nature that lives in everyone's heart. So I believe if you ask Master Cheng Yen how many members she has to start the charity work in Tzu Chi, she could easily reply, only 5 disciples and 30 lay devotees. But if you ask Master Cheng Yen now how many volunteers or donor members in Tzu Chi, I believe she would not be able to give an accurate figure because Tzu Chi volunteers have multiplied into innumerables. I believe you are aware that Tzu Chi is truly a way place of spiritual cultivation, guiding people to the path of truth and goodness. As mentioned in the Jingsi aphorism, charity is the path of loving one another. Medicine is the path of safeguarding life. Education is a path that leads to a harmonious society. Humanistic culture is the path for developing our wisdom life. So with that, I think Tzu Chi aims to build a world of peace and harmony by purifying the human mind and transpiring love and compassion inside our hearts to end disaster and suffering. So we encourage more people to join Tzu Chi's effort in lovingly creates a new millennium filled with true goodness and beauty. So with one additional wholesome thought, there would be more efforts on the good side of the tug of war. I'm very grateful to have this opportunity to join Tzu Chi, to follow the guidance of Master Cheng Yen, and to learn from so many of the noble co-volunteers in Tzu Chi. And I'm so glad to be able to be part of this endeavor. Okay, so with that, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to impart my sharing. I hope you enjoy this session of my sharing as much as I do in delivering this presentation. With that, thank you very much, and over to our MC.
Thank you, Sister Su Hoo. No matter how many times I hear you sharing, it is still an inspiration. Let us all rejoice in her accomplishment. I know Sister Su Hoo for so long, and she's always with us in Malaysia to carry out the training in English. And even though she has retired from the corporate world, she is even more busy, and I have to always date her at 10 p.m. at night, right, Sister Su Hoo? Yeah, that's the best time to date her because that's the only time she's free. She do a lot of translation work and then a lot of training for us.